Welcome back to another episode of The Naturalist, your go-to place for all things CPG. I'm your host, Adrienne Smith, and I'm bringing you today the third episode in a series of interviews that I conducted at Natural Products Expo West in the Content Creation Studio during the CPG Innovation Summit. So this was a really fun day. Maddie and I got to sit down with more than 20 brands and talk to them a little bit about their stories and what makes their brands special. So during this episode, we're going to talk to two brand founders. But before I give you a little bit of background on what we're going to talk about, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Bimbo Bakeries and Om Mushroom Superfood. So thank you, sponsors. So in today's episode, we're going to have two interviews. One of them is with Jacob Trumbull, the founder of Roaring Fork Mill. Roaring Fork Mill is a brand that came to our attention just a little over a year ago. It's a local Colorado brand. They work closely with the Colorado grain chain, have a fantastic story about their work with farmers, and they're a NEXTY finalist in the Expo West NEXTY Award. Although they didn't win the NEXTY, Jacob did get on stage during the NEXTY Awards because he received a grant from the Steltenpohl Pragmatic Visionary Award. So that was really fun. We got to celebrate his win along with the NEXTY Awards. And then the other brand we're going to talk to today is Farmwell. So Farmwell Beverages, we're going to talk to founder Erik Ramstad, who founded this brand with his parents, and it's based on aronia berries. Now, this is a brand that is also a NEXTY finalist, but we discovered them at Newtopia Now last year, and they became a NEXTY finalist at the show. So really interesting brand. It's all USDA Organic, really great flavor. Love the beverages, very simple ingredients, and a fantastic farmer story there as well. So please enjoy these two interviews with Roaring Fork Mill and Farmwell. Om Mushrooms, founded in 2010 by preventative medicine expert Dr. Sandra Carter and mycologist Stephen Farrar, creates organic mushroom supplements designed to support a wide range of functional benefits, including cognitive function, gut health, energy, and overall well-being. Grown in a BRCGS AA-rated facility in Vista, California, their products deliver full-spectrum purity and potency. Om's available nationwide at retailers including Whole Foods Market, Sprouts, and Walmart, blending ancient wisdom with modern science to make mushrooms accessible for everyday use for one and all. Hello, we are here at Expo West in the Content Creation Studio, and I am here right now with Jacob Trumbull from Roaring Fork Mill, Colorado brand, NEXTY finalist. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a wonderful beer. It's our first expo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it's a blast just to walk around and meet everyone, see what's going on. There's a lot of action already.
Yeah, and there are palm trees.
There's palm trees, and there's warm California sunshine.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Whenever I touch down here and I get outside, I'm like, oh, palm trees. I mean, it's warm in Colorado.
Actually, I couldn't resist. And after we flew in last night, I went right to the beach, watched the sunset on the beach, and then came over to Anaheim.
I love that.
I couldn't help myself. I had to.
I love that. Yeah, there's something different about, even though Colorado's been crazy unseasonably warm, there's something different about California for sure. And the vibe at Expo West.
Yeah, absolutely. It's wonderful to be here.
Great. Yeah. Well, now, do you have a booth?
We don't have a booth.
Okay.
We're just walking around. It's just so fun. I haven't been at a show for a while where I don't have a booth.
Yeah.
So there's so much more freedom around. I have scheduled out a lot of things.
Yeah.
There's so many fun different side events going on. It's a great place to have meetings too.
Right.
You know, you talk to some people on the phone and email, and now everyone's in one spot where you can actually have some face-to-face time and make some things happen.
Well, make sure you go by the Fresh Ideas booth today, because I could see you there in the future.
We did have the opportunity to be in Fresh Ideas, but you know, first expo experience, I wanted to be able to walk around and
I love it.
See everything I could.
I love it. There's a lot to do.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit about Roaring Fork Mill.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little bit, what's the origin story?
That's a very good question. It's a very niche field. So we're a family-owned and operated stone flour mill. We are the only fully regenerative organic certified mill in the country. So everything we grow, everything we produce is all rock certified.
I did not realize you were the only one in the country.
Yeah, so there's a couple mills that put out one or two SKUs, one or two varieties of flour. Everything we produce is all regenerative organic certified. We're also vertically integrated, so we grow a lot of our own grain, and we use all heritage grains. So it's a lot easier to digest. There's a lot more nutritional value to it. There's also much deeper root systems. So all the grains we grow are climate resilient, which we've got a lot of help and support from the state of Colorado. Because in Colorado, we have less and less access to water. So we need to start growing crops that take less water. And heritage grains fit within that category. So it's all heritage grains, all regenerative organic certified. We have our own milling facility where we mill our products and sell wholesale retail flour. We support a lot of restaurants and bakeries in the state of Colorado, and really just in the last year and a half started our retail focused side of the business, which has started to grow exponentially. And we also realized recently that there's only a certain subsect of people who want to buy a bag of flour, right? And there's a lot more people who want to buy a bag of cookies.
Oh, I probably would buy a bag of flour, but I'm weird.
So we've just launched as well.
I'd buy the cookies too.
Yeah, well, they're all a great option. But we just launched a line of shortbread cookies, which are up for a NEXTY Award.
Yeah.
We also have a line of graham crackers, and we have some pancake mixes and other mixes coming out
Oh,
as
that's
well.
exciting.
Yeah.
Baking mixes has been a really hot category for a while now.
Yeah. And we've made small batches of the pancake mixes, and they always sell out in a week. And we're finally starting to do some larger production runs for them.
That's great. So what was the decision that took you from supplier to CPG? And do you regret it? It's hard, right?
It is challenging. One of the fun things about being a founder is every day you're learning something new.
Yeah.
And I think if I would have known how challenging the CPG space was, I may have never made the decision to do it. But it's half the fun, right? It's you just every day, it's a new challenge and it's a new puzzle piece to put together. But the reason we switched from just wholesale restaurant and bakery, being a supplier, is that I just had so many individuals asking for our flour.
Wow.
Right? So there's so many people in the US now who are gluten sensitive, who just can't process wheat. Maybe they go to Europe and they can have a loaf of bread and they feel totally fine. And that's the style of flour we put out. It's stone ground. It's from heritage grains, which are easier to digest. We don't spray any glyphosates on it. It's not over processed. It's not enriched. And all those different aspects is why people can't digest gluten. It's not always the gluten itself. So our healthier version of flour, there's a lot of home bakers and a lot of people who want to be able to have wheat and gluten and flour again. So we're just getting so many questions from people saying, hey, can we get some of this flour? And I would have them come to our facility and just bring their own bins and scoop some in. I was like, we need to have a retail-focused aspect of this business. And very quickly, the demand was there.
Well, I know that you're a part of Naturally Colorado.
Yeah.
So has that been a good resource for you?
Absolutely. They were some of the first connectors for us when we started out in the CPG space. And looking back, when we first started, so funny how far we've already come in the last year and a half. Just our packaging, the way we spoke about our product. The Natural Network, especially Naturally Colorado, was so influential in just connecting us with the right people. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And when people have been in this space for decades and can advise you just, hey, you should talk to this person. It's so helpful to have that network.
Yeah. I can actually remember, not this past year, but the year before, when you first went to a Naturally Colorado event and presented your product. I wasn't there that night, but there was so much buzz. The next day, probably 4 or 5 different people reached out to me and said, oh my gosh, we have to do a profile of this company. They're such a cool brand. They have great stories. And look at how far you've come since then.
It's so important to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Because when I do look back, some of the things we had was just like embarrassing to look at now.
Don't say that.
But it's an important part of the journey. It really is. Every CPG brand has that.
Yeah.
We've already had 4 iterations of packaging. Our just production has gotten so much better. Our end product has gotten better. And you can't know those things until you put yourself out there. And I'm so thankful for Naturally Network to have those opportunities. We were in a pitch competition probably 2 months after we launched the retail side of our business.
Crazy.
And it was so helpful to just learn and make connections. Even if you don't win, you win by being there and talking about your brand and getting it out there.
So are you in retail then?
We are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where could we find your products?
The easiest place right now is still direct to consumer off our website. However, as of this past week, we are launching nationally with a retailer. I do not know if I'm allowed to say the name yet.
Okay, don't say it.
So it'll be a surprise.
I'll squeeze you for it later.
Yeah, but we're launching in 500 stores.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll be in Jimbo's starting next week.
Wonderful.
We also are working with the California school system.
Okay.
We're supplying the after-school programs with our graham crackers as a way to bring in healthy snacks to school systems. So if you're out in California and your kids are in the public schools and they come home with a bag of roaring Fork Mill graham crackers, you'll know where it came from.
And one more thing I want to mention before we wrap up, you are here also because you're receiving a grant from the Greg Steltenpohl.
We are the Pragmatic Visionary
Award,
which we are incredibly honored to receive. So we'll be on stage to kick off the NEXTYs. I'm receiving that award, and it's a huge honor. It's about what we're doing to move the food system forward is what that award is. And, we are trying to position ourselves as a leader in the regenerative organic certified food space. And we're incredibly honored to receive the award. It's going to really help us continue to improve that mission.
Exciting times.
It is exciting times.
Oh my
a lot
gosh.
going on.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to make sure people know about you?
I want to say thanks to all of you. You put together a great event. You create a lot of opportunities for us all. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And go on our website. My email's on our website. Reach out at any point. I'm happy to share more about our story.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Jacob.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Bimbo Bakeries USA bakes brands families know and trust, like Sara Lee Bread, Thomas's, Entenmann's, Oro Wheat, Little Bites, and Ballpark. They're baked and delivered every day by more than 20,000 associates across the country. Bimbo Bakeries USA is a proud part of Grupo Bimbo, the world's largest baking company, with operations in 39 countries. The company's purpose of nourishing a better world is brought to life through its work to improve health and wellness, protect the environment, support the communities where they live and serve, and by valuing associates.
Hi, welcome. We are at Expo West. I'm here with Erik Ramstad in the content creation studio of Farmwell.
Yes.
We met at Newtopia Now.
Yep.
And you were picked as a Newtopia Now NEXTY Award finalist.
We were, yeah.
And I think the key word we're all looking for here is aronia.
Aronia, yes.
So tell me everything. I'd love to hear about your brand, how you got started, and start from the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
Okay, nothing. So yeah, we are Farmwell, refreshing antioxidant hydration from the farm. So back in 2017, my dad, he sold his organic food business and didn't want to really retire. As a kid, he grew up detasseling corn in Iowa and dreamed of one day owning a farm. And they came across the aronia, my mom and my dad came across the aronia berry, and decided that they wanted to grow something unique, something different, something that made a real impact from the ground up, and decided that this was the berry for them. So like any rational family, we got started and
started a CPG brand.
We started a CPG brand. We started with a farm first, and it was crazy. We installed 3 miles of lines of irrigation from scratch. We did 25,000 aronia berry bushes by hand, creating what is today our Regenerative Organic Certified aronia berry farm. I should backtrack a little bit. When they discovered the aronia berry, it's actually native to North America. It's naturally less sweeter, and it's one of the most antioxidant dense berries in the world. So it's unique, but it's also familiar to North America. It's gotten really popular in Eastern Europe and Western Russia, and they really wanted to bring it back to the US, which is where it's native to. So we got started, and it took us a little bit just to get the farm off the ground. So 10 months ago, we launched Farmwell.
10 months.
10 months.
Wow.
So relatively new to CPG, and it's been a whirlwind learning so many big things, little things, the abbreviations of so many things. I'm still wait, hold up, please. I don't know what this means. Can we do acronyms? So no, it's been a really humbling process. In the end of the day, we were just trying to create something real, something not too sweet, something that was just insanely refreshing, something that we were looking for ourselves when we were going for a drink to complement a great meal where people are eating well, looking for that opportunity to drink something great as well.
I love the flavor profile because I don't like sweet things, and so it has kind of a tart, a little bit astringent flavor profile. Is that
a little bit? And that's from the aronia berry, and the goal was to bring in where we tried to be unique in the functional beverage world is we wanted to include the aronia berry in real quantities. So you actually get the functional benefits from the aronia berry, but we really leaned into the flavor that people know and love. So it's trying to find that really fine balance where you still get the actual benefits, but it really tastes like either the cucumber or mango, pineapple, or hibiscus rosehip. So it is, when we were creating these, my dad, the turn of phrase he used was infinitely chuggable. So he just wanted them to be, we leaned into refreshing on the can.
Everyone wants to hear from their dad.
Yeah, right? So it was a definite moment for sure. But we went with infinitely refreshing, a little bit more conversational, so to speak. But I love the chocolate. Somebody's like, you should have put that on the can. And I was like, wow, we really should have. That might have been a different angle. It could have been good. So that was the goal, was to do something that was different than what is on the shelf today.
Yeah.
So
well, I love that your product tells the story. I mean, Farmwell, the name of it itself, but also in the can, and the Regenerative Organic Certification is obviously so key to and such a great sign of the integrity behind your brand and that it's your own farm. And again, I love the flavor profile. It is really refreshing. I like that it has that kind of dry feeling on your palate and delicious flavor profiles. Yeah, I always reach for it. I'm not much of an RTD beverage person, and it's one of my favorites. So
That's awesome to hear.
great. Well done.
Thank
Well
you.
done. And so only 10 months. What have been some of those big challenges that you've faced?
I think balancing the farm and the brand. My mom is our farm operations manager, and she knocks it out of the park. She was an ESL teacher for 20 years, turned farmer the day she kind of retired from teaching. But just balancing the busyness, so to speak, and the amount of things that are going on the farm with everything going on with the brand. It's been a humbling experience, and just continually trying to do that on a daily basis. The other is just we've had a great reception, which has been so wonderful. I think it's just continuing to find those opportunities to get in front of people. I think a challenge that all CPG brands face is just continuing to try to get people love the drink, or it's been a good reception, but it's just getting more people to try it or to share and continually talk about it. So just trying to figure out new and unique ways to do that has been one of the challenges.
Yeah. I think it's really great because you hear so many stories about farmers getting out of farming. And I love the fact that your family was like, let's
do something different.
Let's do something easy, like start a farm and then start a CPG brand.
Yeah,
and you're all still talking to each other, right?
Still, we are talking. No, it's been an amazing process to start something with my mom and my dad. It's good, and we're always just kind of trying to work on communication, figure it out, and it's great. It's been a great opportunity to continue to work with them and get to know them in a different way than I did for the first 32 years of my life. So collaborating with them and working towards something together has been really cool. It's been a great experience.
So why regenerative organic certification? Why was that important to you?
For so many reasons. I think, for one, we were so in our lane when we started with farming. Regenerative was a relatively, within the past 3 years, we struggled with how to describe what we were doing. So when we got our regenerative, and I'm not going to say it wasn't hard, but we didn't have to change a lot because that's how we were farming all along. It was just we just didn't know. We were trying to describe, and we were trying to say, this is what we do, and this is how we focus on the soil, and this is how we focus on different components of our farm and why we're doing different water conservation things. And it was the umbrella, so to speak, or the idea of regenerative agriculture, when we came across it, so to speak, we're oh my gosh, this describes what we've been doing all along. So moving forward with the certification for us is a natural next step. That it took a little bit of process, but we didn't have to change a lot. And for us, it was a great way to like you were saying earlier, showcase, we truly believe in farming well, and it's our name, it's who we are, and it's how we make decisions every day for the farm and how we make decisions every day for the brand. So getting that regenerative organic certification for our farm was a huge first step to really showcase not only to ourselves, but to the world that hey, this really is who we are and what's important to us.
Do you feel like consumers are starting to understand more what regenerative means?
I think so. I think that some stores are doing a wonderful job at showcasing that, and we're a little unique. And at this point, our farm is Regenerative Organic Certified. We're working towards different things in the future. And regenerative ag it's a continual stepping stone, maybe. We're constantly progressing to do a better job ourselves and to find ingredients that might also match that regenerative organic certification as well. So I had an individual I've had two people in the past week reach out to me asking us about regenerative, via social media, which I thought was so cool. The fact that people are reaching out to me also means that 10 people behind the scenes haven't reached out, but maybe had those same questions. One was to understand what it is, and the other was asking if we were. So it's just, I think more and more people are beginning to understand it, but it's similar to the aronia berry. It's an opportunity to continue the conversation and to both educate people as well as to, just continue the conversation. So.
Well, in New Hope Network, some of the data we've done has certainly shown that consumers are more and more dialed into trust and transparency and accountability. So I think having the ROC certification, especially in an RTD beverage, really goes a long way. And it's heartening to see that more and more consumers are really latching onto that and finding that trust in brands like yours. So very cool. So where do you see this going? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
That's a great question. I think continuing to, just along with the education, is continuing to get out there in front of different people. Like for us, I hate to go back to the same thing, but like Farmwell is our name. Like continuing to educate people on why farming well is important in 2026. Like we started a farm in 2017, something that's unique, something that's different, and just farming in general is so important, and farming well even more so. So I think just continuing to educate the public on why that matters, why that's important today, and the impact that'll have. If we have the opportunity to continue to do that in 5 years, I'll be tremendously like humbled and excited that we're continuing to resonate in that way.
Well, I certainly look forward to seeing everything that you're doing. And thank you so much for being here, Eric. It's lovely to see you
It
again.
was really appreciated. Great to see you as well.